I've got one that can see.
Logic before authority.
Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority. I know y'all guys miss me, and I haven't gone anywhere, and I'm still on the job. But I thought I'd make a little video here kind of just talking to y'all guys a little bit. This isn't going to be any groundbreaking information, although there is some hints of some that are in here. Forgive my voice. I'm a little bit hoarse today. About knocked everything on the floor. Anyways, I just want to talk to you a little bit. Let you know that I'm still on the job. I'm still working. I'm working on the big video that I've been talking about and hinting at, and that I said that all my slides were available for that over. You could get the link over on the Patreon account. And I just posted a new post over there as well. Let me see if I can show it to you here real quick. It's actually related to this. And it's related to the big video. Let's see, where is it? Okay, here it is. Here we go. This, I said, question. If Father made man in the image of himself, what image did he make the world in? Yeah, I spelled it W-H-I-R-L-E-D. And I spell it that way for a reason. If you look at history and you look at the way some things were built, okay? Like, we know that Moses built the tabernacle in the image of man. It's a symbolism image, but it is true. And I've shown that in previous videos. And as well, the Solomon's temple was built in the image of man as well. But at the same time, you're saying that it was built in the image of God. Image. Okay. We also know the basilicas, all the Catholic basilicas and such, we know that they're built in the image of woman for the most part. There may be a male element here, but definitely woman, okay? Because this is a woman laying on her back with her legs in the air. And we're all adults here, so this, represents the womb entry, the vagina, and this has to do with the clitoris. Now, there are many secrets in many places wide open for everybody to see, including in the way words are said, like clitoris, okay? Torus. You also have things like the womb itself, which what's the word I'm looking for? Uterus. The uterus. The torus. Okay? So let's just go here. Oops. Spelled it wrong. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about at all, I've been doing this for 10 years, and I guess you're a little late to class maybe, but if you will hang in there, subscribe, and you will see my new video that comes out here pretty soon, that you will see this. Now, the torus, sorry about the background noise there. The torus is something, I'm looking for something that shows multiple different images of how the torus is displayed in nature. This is a very interesting one right here, as a matter of fact. We'll save that open over there for a second. Let's just put most simple and probably the most relevant is the word apple. Okay. So here we have the torus and the apple. Okay. The way an apple is designed is the way a torus is designed. And it is also highly relevant in the way our bodies were designed and function even to this moment, and is relevant to, I think, as well, how Father decided to design our world. And it takes a lot of study and a lot of understanding to really get this in your head, to really kind of understand what's going on. But this right here this is basically how a hurricane works. See, a hurricane is a torus. It's like this right here. There's a functional rotating torus on the bottom and one on top, a dome on top, okay? And then there's an area in the middle right here as well where the two are stacked together. See, the way a hurricane works is you have a lower level low and an upper level low, okay? That allows the hurricane to come to full strength. If you see a hurricane that ain't organized very well, it's because the upper level low is falling off on its side and it hasn't built enough strength in order, or gained enough energy in order to pull that upper level low or torus on top directly of the lower level low. And once you get both of them stacked correctly, well, when they're not stacked correctly, the one falls off and then you see a storm that looks like a comma. That's because the upper level low portion has fallen off on its side, and you're getting an altered view or an altered slowed rotation, okay? But in its perfect condition, this is what you have for a hurricane. And also, it has to do, going back to my question over here, which is about if Father made man in his image, what image did he make our world in? Well, this is a world, okay? I think the spelling of world, W-O-R-L-D, is an intentional deception, but still keeping the truth right in front of our face with the real word, world, W-I-R-L-D. Did I spell it correctly? You know what I'm saying. Now, if you look at, going back to looking at the imagery, okay, because this right here, again, is an image of this. Looking at it from the top down, or rather, let's pretend that we're in the middle right here, and we're looking up. Oops, where'd it go? Here we go. You're in the middle down here on the floor, and you're looking up, and you're looking out the hole, which it symbolizes heaven. Heaven, out the top of the hole, out of the center of the world, you see? Okay? And what does Scripture say that heaven looks like? It says it looks like, well, the colors anyway are something like this. I'll show you. Emerald. When you read the description of heaven and realize how they've built these domes and realize how they've built a lot of things, they know why they're building them like this. They just do not tell us. They know the truth, but they don't want us to know the truth. This is a good example. You see, up here is where Father exists by this example. You see, you look at this and you think, well, this must be evil because it's in a Catholic basilica. It's not necessarily the case. I think that there have been people who knew the truth, like the designer of this. What was his name? It slips my mind at the moment. I want to say Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo da Vinci. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah. That might be who did this. He did some of these, I know. And they didn't tell everybody what it was, but they painted it like this because they knew what it was. And that is that this is the world. And these lights that we see that they claim, well, we know what they claim. But we also know that they are liars and deceivers. Right? So would we take their word at face value for just about anything? I hope not. I know I don't. Because I know they're liars and deceivers. And that everything they typically do is a deception. Right? So you can't believe them. So that is what I'm working on, but it goes much deeper. And I have I'm wanting to make it so clear that a 5-year-old will be able to understand this truth. Okay? Just look at that. That's in you. The world. Right on your eye. You say, well, that can't be. Are you sure? Are you sure this isn't an image? I'm not so sure that it's not an image of not only our world, but a much bigger thing than just that. Okay? Here we have I think this is a basilica, or is this a temple? Either way, again, same type of symbolism. And they show this stuff over and over. Here's 4 corners. Here you got a dome, and up high up here, normally there's a cross, signifying this is where heaven's at, and this is where we live out here on this world. Or inside this world, under the firmament. It's depicted over and over. So I'll read this to you. It says, So if God/Father made us in his image and then instructed Moses to build the tabernacle in the image of man, and then Solomon built the temple in the image of man, which is the image of God, and we also know that the Catholic basilicas are in the image of the female, then what image would Father build our world, WHIRLED, aka world, WORLD, in then? What image would he build the world in? A ball? A pancake? Just something flat? Or in the image of himself, which we are in the image of? You know how I have shown you where, let's look at this. Let's just pull up fruit. Okay. Where I've talked to you about how you can look at different fruit and different vegetables and everything, even trees and everything that there is on this planet, and that our Father put a code on it right in front of our eyes so that we could see what it is good for. Right? Now, you have to get used to this code, and you have to learn how to read it. But if you look at it long enough, you will start to understand it. Right? Like, what part of the body does celery look like? Kind of looks like a ligament or something, don't it? Or maybe a muscle. Okay, you know, that kind of thing. How about a banana? What part of the body does a banana look like? Well, it definitely looks like a muscle, right? Looks like a muscle. Looks like it would connect down here and then connect down here, and it's shaped like a muscle, like in your leg or wherever. And what are bananas known to be good for, especially because of the potassium that's in it? They're good for your muscles, right? See, this is how God, our Father, did things, but we were never told this. We've been lied and deceived our entire lives. So they're knowing that God did this to everything like fruits, vegetables, and all these things. It tells me again as well that he would have created everything, including our world, very specifically and very carefully, and the truth would be on its face. Maybe even on your face. You know, when it says that in Genesis, it talks about the face of the waters. Doesn't it? You know, it does. There's a lot of verses in there, and then I've got all this categorized and saved, and I'm going to be going into all of it. But it tells us what heaven looks like. It tells us what the new heaven that will come down looks like. And it doesn't take that far to find images of that in this world. Doesn't take very long. Talks about all the gates and windows, and you wonder why Will.i.am calls himself Will.i.am Gates, right? Because he thinks he's next thing to God. He's playing God. But he will be rewarded here for what he does in this world. But he will be punished also for the things that he's done, especially what he's done to the children. I would rather have a millstone put around my neck and thrown into the sea right now than have to deal with what he's going to have to deal with when he passes out of this earth. There's a great penalty for it, and there's a lot of them that are in on it. Okay, let's see what else. If there's anything else I want to talk about today. I want to let you know that I'm going to upload some videos on my channel that y'all guys can't see, and you won't see until something triggers that I release one of these. One of these, what there's a loophole in the way that YouTube handles when you get 2 strikes, you can't upload for 2 weeks. However, if you have a video already uploaded, you actually can go in and release that, and it will release it and send it out to your viewers like a video you just uploaded. Okay? Now, how this is useful is that if something happens and I get a second strike again, because it's happened twice in the last 2 months or so, what I will do is I will have these videos already uploaded, and they will be on private. And when I move them to public, it will send y'all guys a notification that a new video's come out. And what it will be is me telling you that from a pre-recorded video that I'm recording now, or later today, that that I've gotten a second strike and that I won't be able to upload for 2 weeks. But here is where you can find my next video, or a video that I'm trying to get a video out to you. I will say I'll put the link down below, that kind of thing. I hope y'all guys are understanding this. I know it's a little different because it's just something I've figured out over the last 2 months, is that if you happen to have a video already on your platform that's never been released, even though you're suspended and you can't upload nothing, you can still release anything that is sitting on your channel that it has not been previously released. So I'm going to do a couple of kinds. I'm going to have a couple there that I can release to point y'all guys to new or important videos that I may be releasing during the suspension. And then I'm going to have a Dead Man Switch video. Okay. What that is it's a video that I will upload and schedule for a date in the future, say 1 week out. And every week I will change that date and move it another week out. So the video never goes live unless I don't come back and can't physically change it. So therefore, if something was to happen to me, this video would automatically be released within that week. Y'all guys would know that there was something wrong. The only main two things I can think of that would be wrong is one of three things. One, I'm dead. And make it clear now, I am never and never would commit suicide. I consider that a sin. And so if you ever hear that I've off myself, it's a lie, okay? And there's nothing going on that you need to worry about. These are just ideas I've come up with to better be prepared and organized. So if I ain't dead, maybe I went to jail, right? Maybe something that happened and I'm in the jailhouse. If I go to jail, you can be assured that I shouldn't be there, put it that way. But this video, it'll be sitting there, and I'll keep moving the basically a release date or a premiere date out, and so that it won't never release unless I'm not here to be able to change the date every week, you see. And then you'll get, if you see that video, I'll probably have instructions in the area down below that will give you a couple of websites, like the jailhouse website to see if I'm in there, the hospital website to see if I'm in there, and if I'm dead, it ain't gonna matter anyways. I'll be in a much better place because I will have given my life in order to save my life, if you know what I mean. But again, there's nothing going on that y'all guys aren't experiencing yourself. I know there's a lot of stress and a lot of I deal with it too. You know, I'm human. I'm probably deal with it better than most because I'm used to sticking my neck out there. I've done it now for over a decade. Sticking my neck out there and not worrying about the ramifications and the fear of the men in black coming to get me, you know. You see this right here? It's called the Globus Cruciger, okay? It's, well, what they say, it says, it's known as the orb and cross. Is an orb surmounted by a cross. It says it has been a Christian symbol of authority since the Middle Ages, used on coins and all kinds of stuff. And the queen, of course, there's images with her holding one of these, and she always holds it in her palm. Okay? And the word palm being specific. So I find this very interesting for that reason. as well as I believe that this is an image. Of course, it's an image. You can tell by the name that they're saying Globus. So they're referring to the world, the globe. But then you have to think about the word globe. What is globe? What is glow? Glow like a light? Glow like a torus? Like a whirling light? Like a light that we can't even see? Or like a light circuit? A circuit like a node and anode. If that makes any sense to any of you. I'll be getting way much more into detail. I ain't going to do it right now. Let me see anything else I want to point out to you. This is another example of that. Okay. You can see it looks like this is the dome. The stars up in heaven. Here's the world. Okay, with all this energy flow. And then up at the top, here's the dome with the stars in the heavens. And here's a pine, like a pineapple. The pineapple in the most holy of places, which is heaven, signifying heaven up here. Okay. So once again, the globe, or the world. Yeah. This is supposedly an image or picture, and it says that it is Jesus holding the world in his hand, or the globus. A lot of interesting things that these are just a few I thought I'd share with you that's related to this. See, she's holding this always in the left palm. In the image in iPet Goat, where the Black Madonna, which is, if you notice that she is of olive skin, she is Spanish, Spain, and she's holding the Globus Cruciger in her left hand up above her head, very obviously showing off the left palm, holding the globe or the world in her left palm. This signifying control of the whole world and signifying a lot of things. Here's an image of one where I suppose this is supposed to be an image of Christ, maybe, holding it in his left palm again. Let's see, this one, I think, this was some imagery. Let me see if I can blow this up. If I can open it by chance. Open. Yeah. I'm going to let y'all guys go pretty soon here. My voice is really starting to go. Let's see. What's the problem here? Edit. Will that let me zoom? No. Okay, let's back up. Why is it so difficult just to do something simple? Anyways, what I'm trying to show you is that this Globus Cruciger thing seems to be related as well to the cup. See this cup down here in the corner? This is some mural imagery out of some windows of Catholic basilica. And you can see that it has the cross coming out the top of the cup. And it has a goblet. Like a cup. The cup of sins. And this one over here kind of has the same thing going on. Right? And it's leading me to think that like the last two videos, I've had a lot of focus on the imagery in iPet Goat, because I've done the research and tracked down where this place is at. who these people are that made that video. And they live in a building that looks like, let's see if I've got an image of one here. Well, it looks like a basilica. It looks like a temple, that kind of thing. And that's where they operate out of. I don't have it right here. But I'll get more into depth with that. Those are just little tidbits of information so you can see some of the things that I'm working on. This is out of a scientific paper, actually. Several images here. And this is one where they were showing La Palma and how the island has groundwater underneath it. And let's see if I have the other one. This is an image of, comes off of their flag. See? La Palma flag. Symbolism de Canaries. Okay. Now, you can see that she's in a castle, like on an island in the water. There's a palm tree. And this is the Virgin of the Snows, meaning the female Catholic deity for the island. And she has in her hands a set of scales, good in one side and sins in the other. She has a cup basically in her hand. She's measuring the sins. What was the woman in Ipeck Goat doing? She had a cup in her hand, and it was the cup of sins, or the Globus Cruciger. I think it's related. Okay. And here is them talking recently about La Palma. You can see the symbolism he's got here. When here he's got a cup. Looks like a cup. And almost reminds me of the cup with the sins spilling over. Just what I see. Here is a map showing, this came out of a scientific document as well, showing the Cumbre Nueve landslide scar. This right here is a previous landslide scar, they say. And obviously this looks like it was. So when people say that this could never happen, you're too late. It's already happened. This caldera has already went boom one time, and this area here is already scarred and shows that this happened before. Is it going to happen again now? As in this year? Well, I don't know. I don't know how long, but there's a lot of symbolism, a lot of predictive programming. I mean, a lot. I've only shown a little bit of it. That it's in their plans. And it very well could be. Now, if this happens, is this going to be enough to send a wave to destroy America? No. But it will give them the cover for making a wave, kind of like the one that hit Japan. Would that destroy New York City? Would that destroy D.C.? Would that destroy New Jersey? Yeah. Because all these areas of ultimate power when it comes to America are built right on the coast. It's amazing how that worked out, ain't it? But they've got Plan B that they've been building for decades. It's called the Mile High City, Denver. And we all should know that that is where the real ultimate power, in this country at least, is operating out of. is Denver. And particularly the Denver airport and everything that's built underground there. And which is why they will still be in power even when they destroy New York and D.C. And it may end up being the cover for the story, like, oh, it blew up and there's a tsunami coming. Everybody run. And then it hits New York and D.C. and they say, oh, the United States has fell in a day. Babylon, she's fallen in a day, in 1 hour. Listen, I know it sounds crazy, but we're dealing with psychopaths. We're dealing with people that are willing to go to lengths and that would blow your mind. And they make up their own rules that they play by. They say, well, we told them. They just ain't smart enough to see it. We told them. We showed them in movies. And in how long did we show them that there was going to be a pandemic? How many movies did we put it in? We showed them. They should have been smart enough to figure out. We were telling them it's coming. They didn't see it, so it's on them. This is another part of a huge report. It was a PDF with about 300 pages in it, talking about this scenario unfolding. And they've identified the larger southern limit of the Cumbre Nueve collapse structure. Down here it says present work, southern limit of Cumbre Nueve collapse structure. This area here, along with part over here, but this area down here is what they're saying is the most unstable. And these are the scans that they have done to see satellite scans, ground penetrating radar, they say, to see where the water is at in the island. And the blue represents an underground lake. You notice there's one up here near the old caldera. This is below sea level, and it's fresh water. There's one over here and one down here. And right in the center right here is the current volcano. So if something other happened and caused this lake of water, which goes down way down here, see, big area of water they say is down there. If it leaked and went into the magma chamber, the island would have a bad day. Yeah. When trying to think of the name. Mount St. Helens. What size earthquake was it that caused the landslide for Mount St. Helens, which caused an underground lake to pour into the magma chamber, which caused the mountain to blow up? What size earthquake was it? It was a 4.1. That was it. That was the biggest one they had. The earthquake struck, and then after the earthquake struck, there was the landslip. And when the landslip happened, an underground lake poured into the caldera of Mount St. Helens, and then it exploded. If you watch the old footage, the landslide starts happening after the earthquake, and then all of a sudden, boom. So, just things I can't not look at and realize it was only a 4.1. Only a 4.1. You reckon there's a real specific reason why this is built in this shape? With a dome and a rock inside of a big square area. Of course, everything matters. Reckon there's a reason why there's 7 what looks like windows on each side. Yep. Or should we say gates? If you go start reading into the description of heaven and earth and what they look like, you start to understand it better. Let's see. I did want to mention this because I don't normally do this. But for some reason, I'm doing it this time. I've gotten some letters recently, and I just wanted to mention, I'm not going to say names, but I'm going to say Redding Ridge, Connecticut. Actually, it's surprising. I actually have another one here from Redding Ridge, Connecticut. And then I have another one from Redding Ridge, Connecticut. And Penn Leonard or Leonard, I don't know, Virginia. You know what it is. And then I have Golden Meadow, Louisiana. And then I have kind of hard to see. Malala, Oregon, I believe is correct. And Golden Meadow, Louisiana, another one. I want to let you know that I got your letters. And y'all guys know that you can send me letters if you want to. The address will be in the description. It's Daniel Alexander Cannon, P.O. Box 5. Loris, that's Loris, South Carolina, 29569. Yeah. And just know if you send me a letter, I'm going to read every word of it. And I always do have. And I know there's a lot of people looking back behind me here and there. I've got a big old stack of letters back here. And probably a couple hundred. And just know if you ever sent me a letter, I read everything. And it's kind of hard. Sometimes people want you to respond and to do this and to do that and to research this or research that. And I do sometimes, but I can't fulfill every request. I hope you understand. All right, guys. My voice is about to go, so hasn't done this in quite a while. So I'm gonna get off of here. I love y'all guys, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Okay. Don't forget, Father loves you too.